But yeah, it's better to like avoid the situation. I've wanted to do this for a long time, as long as I can remember really. When I was a child, I used to spend a lot of time out in the woods with my friends, building small dens, stuff like that. And it's always just been a fascination of mine. I've kind of always wanted to live somewhere a bit further away from other people. And I like my own time and company. It's quiet and peaceful. And just the building part was very, very fun part of my childhood. I spent a long time here. I learned a lot of great skills, and I did it with all my friends, and it was just it's something I've always enjoyed doing. I've been quite handy with my hands, and it's got a great end product as well. I love the silence, but also the ability to produce a lot of noise. I can play my speakers as loud as I like, and I can also lay here and not hear any noise at all, and it's just wonderful. Plus I can just be myself, I can walk around, I can do anything I like here, and there's nobody looking over the fence or trying to get in my business. So the house is built of straw bales, and all of them were provided by a local farmer, which he cut down almost a whole field and turned them all into straw bales for me. And then surrounding the bales, it's all plastered on the outside with cow dung and straw, clay and sand. The clay came from my granddad's land, which was swept up from a farmer's track in the summer. The sand came from a local beach near the river, about 5 minutes drive away, and the cow's muck came from the farmyard locally as well. The reason I decided to build this house like this was because straw bales are a great building resource. I don't understand why people don't use them more often. If you can keep them dry in the building process, they are extremely cheap to get hold of. I mean, I paid around £250 for 300. They're sustainable in that they grow every year. You can just get a field of them, and they're extremely insulated. I use very little heating in here. It's very cool in summer, it's warm year round. It's a great building resource. I've sourced all of the things locally so that I haven't had to get lots of miles on everything, and it's very cheap to live here. The insulation of the place keeps it warm, so the heating's very minimal. I have a log burning stove so that during coldest parts of winter I can heat up all my water on that, and just keep this place warm. And the only really thing I'm paying for down here is electricity. Everything else I source almost for free, and maintain all my warmth in here.
I helped plastering at the end, yeah. He'd built it. I'd visited it quite a few years ago, but I just helped him on the end, doing some of the plastering on these walls at the end. This one's particularly good because it's a cob, and he's just dug the cob from that hole over there, and he's just like thrown it up, and it's amazing what a farmer can do. It's just with a few machines and just himself. I think he pretty much built it himself over a couple of years. I think about 4 years. But this is quite traditional around here, cob. Not on this sort of scale, but a lot of the barns around here are cob, which is a traditional building style in Dartmoor. Where it's just soil, basic soil mixed with a bit of grass and a bit of straw and a bit of mud.
Yeah.
And they just mix it, tamp it down, and then you can build the walls up slowly, and then obviously put the timber in, put all the floors in. But yeah, it's a great. It's a great example, this one. I live in the country because I don't like being around all the EMF, electromagnetics, these days. So the cities are crazy now with all the smart meters and all the masts everywhere. I'm electrosensitive, so I feel all these frequencies and I don't want to be around it. So I've also been building eco spaces for about 30 years because I like my first house actually I built in the west of Ireland. It took me 3 weeks and cost me £70. And after I built that I thought, well, I don't really want to live in a box anymore. You know what I mean? And when you can build a house so quickly and so cheaply, I realised that a lot of this stuff, how we live, is just making people live in boxes, live in towns, when you can so easily build houses when you can get around the planning. Obviously the planning is an issue in a lot of places, but in a lot of other countries you can build whatever you want. This country, Dartmoor particularly, is particularly difficult with the parks. They're very restrictive on what you can build. I think Chris had to fight for quite a while to get this approved, and now they show it. The parks show it off to all their folks. You know what I mean? Which is ironic, you know. But yeah, this has just got a grass roof on this, which is great because it just changes with the seasons. Very low maintenance. The outside is like a lime. It's like a lime render, and then like a lime paint on the outside, which is pretty good. I mean, it will last for quite a while. You'd have to paint it every couple of years, probably every 5 years. I think probably put some more lime wash on the outside. But I think the windows are all oak, so they're going to last for ages. It should last for a long time, this place. You know, I really encourage people to build places like this, and also there's a lot of workshops now around the country where you can go and volunteer and take part in building spaces, and which is a great way to learn because you're meeting cool people and you're learning loads of skills about how to build houses yourself. And a lot of, I think our world now is geared to getting people in jobs, into silly jobs, and then you've got to get a mortgage, and then, you know, houses are so expensive, and what do you get? Some box, some toxic box with a smart meter. It's like, no thanks. I'd much rather encourage people to build houses like this, work in the country, do workshops with people, because it's a great skill set to learn, to be able to learn. It's very empowering to be able to learn to be how to build your own house. And also it's a great sense of community when you're hanging out with people, learning these skills, and you realise that you don't have to be just earning being in some silly job and then paying rent for the rest of your life, or just having some ridiculously high mortgage where you're just like indebted to a system that is just corrupt, basically.